A few drops of warm blood fell on the ground and mixed into a small stream, slowly moving in one direction. Blood from the bodies hanging upside down on the trees slowly flowed, pushing the blood stream below to go faster and farther. Hiroshi followed the red water and stopped at the sight of Kaoru sitting on a mountain of corpses, using a small bottle to suck fresh blood inside. The demon rat's hair, face, and clothes were all drenched in blood. The pure and innocent beauty of the past has been replaced by hatred. During the orgy that honored animalistic instincts, the demon mouse never felt satisfied. She furiously tormented the dead, draining their blood until they became dry corpses and then throwing them away. When he saw the look of horror on the demon fox's face, the star mouse smiled slightly, stood up, and calmly walked past. The nightmare clung to Hiroshi's mind, becoming worry and doubt that pulled the fox demon's mood down. No matter how hard she tried to disguise her emotions, she couldn't get past Kaoru's eyes. The mischievous smile of the star mouse was overwhelmed by the bloodthirsty, hateful smile of the dream. The demon fox slowly closed his eyelids, breathed softly, telling himself to forget, but his mind completely betrayed his wishes. People who never share their feelings often smile the way you smile, like now. They think doing so will make their mood better, but fake emotions only cut off the tip of the worry, while the roots continue to cling, spread and make them fall into the abyss of loneliness. Kaoru proactively took the knife in the demon fox's hand and cut the vegetables on the chopping board on behalf of him. You're not the type of person who's so negative that he relieves himself by self-harming, but I don't want to let these things near you right now. I had a very bad dream about you, the demon fox replied softly and frankly admitted. And I believed in that dream, believed that was your past. Before becoming the harmless and simple Kaoru, you were a cruel yokai who always pursued bloody pleasures. That's not wrong, either. But I only kill those who deserve to die. They deserved such an outcome. If everyone was honest and altruistic, prisons would be empty and cold. The words Kaoru said made Higo's group burst into laughter at their weekend gathering. Only Hina silently thought with slightly sad eyes. The demon fox smiled, waiting for the usual quiet atmosphere to be established. He asked Enma about the dimensional path again. That place was completely peaceful. Not a single battle broke out between the Death World Task Force and the demons. There is also no appearance of unusual disturbances. Everything was so quiet and peaceful that the fox was suspicious. The hypothesis that Kaoru came from another world stunned Enma and Akiko. To prove his inference was correct, the demon fox took a photo of him taken with Higa and Master Niran when the Darkness tournament had just ended and showed it to everyone there. The photo was passed from person to person and ended its journey when it fell into Dango's hands. I stole it from her private room. If she's hiding somewhere and secretly taking pictures, we'll definitely find out. But at that time I didn't feel anything special, and I believe you guys felt the same way as me. Only if she was in another world, like a world parallel to this one, could she do that. Higa, Dango and Tateyama nodded. The photo in Dango's hand was crumpled and burned to ashes. The anger and contempt in Dango's eyes almost turned into the black fire of the demon world and was ready to burn the person who had secretly done something that no one in Higo's group allowed. You stayed at her house all night just to get that nonsense. And her past dreams. The demon fox continued. But there wasn't much to gain. Other than a very sweet kiss. Akiko teased. I saw my own face kissing Hiroshi as he fell asleep. Unbelievable. Curious eyes turned towards the demon fox, trying to discern every smallest change on the fox demon's face. Responding to the expectations of those present, the demon fox feigned innocence the same way Kaoru feigned ignorance. The only person who didn't look into it was Dango because him was dissatisfied, extremely dissatisfied with the fox's plan to live in the enemy's heart. Dango soon realized that his friend had changed and almost copied part of Kaoru's personality and behaved exactly like a second Kaoru in Higo's team. Although he was not directly the one to expose the truth in front of his comrades, Dango did not easily forgive the person who made his comrades change and the comrade who changed because of a stranger. He silently followed his friend as him left Niran Temple alone, slowly walking down the stairs towards the sea. A black shadow flashed across the path in front of him, and a series of sharp, shining swords continuously attacked the demon fox. Hiroshi hastily avoided the attack, jumped back, and used his rose thorn whip to block his opponent's sword. Demonic plants are no match for brutal swords. Part of the thorny whip was chopped into pieces and fell on the stone steps. The sharp sword cut off a few strands of red hair and was held tightly when it was about to reach the vital point on the fox's body. The two hands holding the blade slowly lowered heavily as the aggressor had no intention of ending the fight. Sharp emerald eyes stared into amber eyes filled with murderous intent and sharp as razors. Dango used all his strength to swing his sword high, escaping the demon fox's control. The fox quickly backed away before losing a few more hairs. "I'm glad you're still you," Dango commented. "Let's test each other again at this time. A second ago, I was planning to kill the person pretending to be you," Dango said frankly, then turned and left. "Don't turn yourself into someone else if you don't want to die." "Dango," the demon fox called out suddenly. "What are you going to do? Whoever makes you change must die." In the blink of an eye, Dango turned into a black shadow and rushed across the tree branches. The demon fox hurriedly chased after him, following closely and proactively moving forward, blocking the way before his teammates reached the door of a Yame restaurant. Dango drew his sword, and the rose whip appeared again. The sharp sound of whips and shining swords disturbed the sky. Normal people cannot observe anything except blinding lights and large and small tree branches suddenly falling onto the road. The random, chaotic strokes of the whip made Dango unable to react in time and was controlled in the blink of an eye. Hiroshi quickly moved closer to his teammates, saying, "Dango, listen to me. I'm not protecting Kaoru. I approached her to get the necessary information. Don't kill the person who holds information about our future. Approach me, to get information and then kill me." Kaoru stood under a nearby porch, looking up at the fighting nearly 2 kilometers away from where she stood, sighing softly. "You are as cruel as anyone, Hiroshi." Sensing the presence of an unwelcome presence, Dango and Hiroshi simultaneously looked towards Kaoru but saw nothing. Dango swung his sword hard, freed himself from the thorny whip, then snorted coldly and left. The fox arrived in front of a Yame restaurant and was disappointed before the notice board, "Closed today. Sorry everyone," pasted in front of the blue gate full of pure white wildflowers. Without Kaoru, this place is just a cold building with tasteless things. It was not too difficult for the fox to find Kaoru when his sense of smell became accustomed to the familiar scent that had stuck with him throughout that first peaceful night. Kaoru sat alone on a water pipe in the middle of a wasteland, with her back to the demon fox and not realizing who was approaching. A few bright red rose petals with a pleasant scent fell sporadically, touching Kaoru's hair and resting on her shoulder as if she didn't want to leave. The rain of flowers covered all 4 sides and sent soft, silky petals into her small hands. "Do you like this gift?" The fox proactively walked over, sat next to the star mouse, and enjoyed the endless rain of flowers. "A gift for me?" Kaoru lowered her hand, the red flower petals slid out of place, falling on the withered grass. Seeing the demon fox nodding, the demon rat turned her face to the other side, looking sulky. "I don't want to forgive you yet. Beside of the Higos group, you are the only special person I don't want to lose. I always have the feeling that we were together for a long time in another dimension and then separated, only to reunite now. To start a love, people often use the excuse of having known each other. At the end, they blame the other person for being strange. It's funny to say." With her small hand spread out in front of the demon fox's face, Kaoru looked at the person sitting next to her and smiled mischievously. "If you want to know more about me, you should give me 500 years old. You will have everything you need, except me. When I was in the demon world, I really liked eating rat meat. Since the day I escaped to the human world, I had to live like a real person but still could not forget the pleading eyes and the taste of fresh blood drops imbued with fear. I suddenly remembered that there was also a mouse next to me." The demon fox actively stroked Kaoru's blue hair and joked. "Are you going to eat me out?" "Yes. Living nearly half of human life but still not evolving. What a failure." These teasing words made the demon fox laugh and chase after the mischievous little rat, just when the demon fox was caught off guard and snatched a few strands of red hair. The sight of 2 lovers chasing and playing under the red sunset caught Shin and Akiko's eyes as they happened to pass by the open field. The young ghost passed by, not showing any discomfort and deliberately hiding its existence so that Kaoru's fun would not be interrupted. Only after walking a long way away from the clearing did the person from the past sigh and tell Akiko to leave him alone. As soon as the Death World guide disappeared, Shin silently looked up at the blood-red sky, smiling wryly. Happiness accompanied the demon fox all the way home, and Mrs. Yukio was the first to notice the joy in her son's eyes. From the moment she saw Kaoru appear in the house and devotedly take care of Hiroshi, she soon guessed that the girl would stay by her son's side for the rest of his life. But the sensitivity of someone who had lost happiness forced her to keep her greetings and congratulations in her heart. I has already prepared dinner for you. After eating, remember to rest early. Recently, I see that your health is not good. I'm fine. The demon fox reassured the mother in the human world and looked into her gentle eyes filled with confidence and acknowledgement. I came home late these past few days so I couldn't take care of Mom. I'm so sorry, Mom. Everyone has to grow up and leave home. I'm really happy to see you know how to take care of yourself and stand firmly in this society. I'm even happier when I know who will build your own home with you. The image of Kaoru appeared in the fox demon's mind, then faded and disappeared like dew in the sunlight. He understood Mrs. Yukio's worry, but he himself had difficulty confirming what the relationship between him and Kaoru really was. Sometimes, they are as close as soulmates from a previous life. Sometimes they are like strangers who only approach each other for their own benefit. A love full of doubt and uncertainty only makes the person involved sad and tired when thinking about a future that will never exist. Between you and me there is only the present, there is no future forever. One day, when Shin is gone and my mission in this world is completed, there will no longer be any Kaoru hanging around you, asking to borrow a few hairs or a few hundred years of spiritual energy. Where are you going when your work's over? I'm going back to my world. You're there too, but I can't talk and touch you like now. I don't belong to this world. It's a myth, but it's the truth, a truth that we must learn to accept and cannot change. Those words created an invisible distance even though the fox demon was holding Kaoru in his arms. Looking at the satisfied smile of Kaoru, Hiroshi guessed the ending between them but could not erase the feelings he had for Kaoru. That love quietly grows with every moment, bringing nostalgia and tormenting feelings to sleep. At the Ayame restaurant, Kaoru sat alone in a spacious room, looked up at Hiroshi's happy and sad moments in each frame, then put her head in her hands and burst into tears, ignoring Shin who was right next to comfort her.